The MacBook Air, one of the most revolutionary pieces of technology to have existed in the 21st century.
This watch tells time.
Hello there, my name's Avery and this is my review of the Apple Watch Series 6. Hello there, my name's Avery and these are Apple's AirPods. I can admit I fell into this trap judging by my huge collection of pens and mildliners. Yeah, I think that about covers it. I remember in elementary school, the teachers made us use a program called All the Right Type to practice our typing. But me being the naive 7-year-old that I was, I continued to type with just my index fingers. This is pretty much the most iPhone that you can get. And it comes at a pretty hefty cost that my kidneys aren't taking lightly. So I finished my oral exam today. I got perfect on it, so I did pretty well. I also finished my project and submitted it, so that's good. So when I get home, just gonna do homework and also complete my chores for today.
And other experiences to help you get the most out of the conference. Thank you for joining us. Let's have a great week.
I was not expecting that. And while it is a pretty bad parenting strategy, an iPad has the uncanny ability to give you a break when you have a toddler. Overall, 10 out of 10. What can I say? I'm a band kid, so I'm definitely biased. Yep, it's time to get organized. This thing is expensive as hell. It starts at $1,280 with education pricing. Configure that up to the max 2 terabyte storage with cellular, throw in an Apple Pencil and a Magic Keyboard, and you're looking at a price that is half the cost of tuition. I'm gonna put this into C tier. C for a costly creative computer. As the start of my senior year approaches in the coming days, I've been looking back at my high school experience and reflecting on it. And although there were some really big accomplishments that I made during that time, I can't help but feel some regret. I decided to ask a few of my friends about what their ideal morning routine would look like, just to get a sense of what generally works among majority of people, especially students. And I received a wide range of responses, some good, some great, and some questionable, to say the least. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I don't really like reading. This is the iPhone 13 Pro unboxing. I picked up two quite popular cases for my iPhone 13 Pro, Apple Silicon case and the Caseology Nano Pop case. This is iPhone 13 Pro. This is Apple Watch Series 7. What I have here is the Nike edition of the Series 7. This is Apple Watch Series 7. These are the Bose Quiet Comfort 45s. This is the Bose Quiet Comfort 45 headphones review, and this was the update that I was waiting for. We did it, boys. Boredom is no more. So I finally got the PS5 in my hands. I've been wanting this for so long now. I honestly don't know what to expect for it. Hopefully the first two tests don't drain me of my energy for the last test of the day, which in my opinion is probably the most important one, but we will see. So, since I started making YouTube videos almost a year ago, I've always tried to find ways to step up my audio quality without spending a fortune. One year on YouTube. Whether you're going to be a senior next year and are trying to prepare, or you just wanted to see what my application timeline looked like, hopefully you guys can get some benefit or joy out of my pain. But I wanted to see exactly what all the hype was about, so I bought one. Roll the intro. The iPhone 13 Pro Max can go up to $2,230 Canadian. Samsung's new Galaxy S22 Ultra up to 2,210 Canadian. The Galaxy Z Fold 3 up to 2,400 Canadian. This iPhone 13 Pro that I'm holding right now, 1,540 Canadian. Those super tech support episodes are some of the most intriguing episodes that I've ever listened to. If you want a place to start, my absolute favorite episode has to be hands down episode number 158, The Case of the Missing Hit. I have some absolutely amazing friends and people in my life that I know will always have my back and support me in any situation. From studying for an upcoming calculus test to playing Uno in the middle of French class, I don't think I'd be the person that I am today without these amazing people. But I do want to make a disclaimer by saying that this video isn't meant to be a flex by any means. Just for context, I got rejected from UFT, Waterloo, and McGill, and I didn't even make early admissions for UBC either. Alright, my grade 12 year, probably the most wild year of school that I've ever had in my 13 years of education so far, but it was probably without a doubt the year that A, I had the most fun in, and B, the year that I felt the most complete in. These are the 3rd generation AirPods. This is the 11-inch M1 iPad Pro. Well, what do we have here? Regarding actual wireless connectivity, the AirPods 3s use Bluetooth 5.0, and I haven't had any issues so far with audio stability, video latency, or Bluetooth range. People of the internet, with me is the new Dell XPS 15 for 2022. People of the internet, with me is the new iPhone 14. Project Boost consists of only 5 cardboard pieces, 3 of which form the dual layered interlocking structure, and the other 2 forming tiles for the seat. Our chair can support over 100 pounds, can be assembled in under 30 seconds, and weighs just over a kilogram. Last in my day, and certainly least, but not according to my friends apparently.
Yo, we love gang. We stand for him.
Choose STT-19.
Choose
Talks more about
STT-19.
Pokemon than actual chemistry.
Exactly. And those are my Bose QC45 headphones. Noise cancelling headphones are a must-have on transit because it is very noisy sometimes, and I do like to just drown out the noise and vibe out to my music. Design-wise, I still really like the overall simplicity and style of the Apple Silicon case 1 year later. I'm generally quite a minimalistic person with my style, so I really appreciated the clean lines and aesthetic of this case. All right, Delisio, how do you feel about this exam?
I feel terrible about this. I'm not looking forward to this at all.
Chen, how do you feel about this exam?
It's okay, first.
Okay, so Jerry, how do you feel about this exam? Great. We'll see afterwards. Anthony, how do you feel about this exam?
So, we'll give it our best shot. Get in there. Make sure we get good defense. And we'll see how it goes.
Especially after the final exam, everyone, and I mean everyone, was complaining about it afterwards, and I have yet to find someone who finished the exam and didn't write complete BS for any of the questions. F tier, no questions asked. I'm so glad I passed the course, and I really don't want to have to think about this course ever again. What is up, people of the internet? My name is Avery and I have just finished my first year of UBC engineering, and I've been using this 11-inch M1 iPad Pro since the start of the school year. It was definitely a very painful 8 months, but after 14 midterms, 13 final exams, and countless hours of homework, me being here right now proves that you don't necessarily have to sell your soul in order to do decently well. Or at least that's what I tell myself. In Module 1 of AppSign 100, you'll be introduced to the engineering design process with the cardboard chair project, where, you guessed it, you will build a chair completely out of cardboard. In this module, you'll be evaluated on your cardboard chair based on its assembly time, how much weight it can hold, and its aesthetics. The organic chemistry tutor on YouTube will be your best friend in this course. There is nowhere near enough time to do the midterm exam, and expect the class average for that midterm to be about 52%. And fun fact, this course was the first course that I actually failed a midterm in, but I still managed to pass the course in the end. Personally, I've never bothered to contribute on Piazza because I swear there are these select 4 or 5 people that would just camp the incoming Piazza posts like actual Redditors. They were so thirsty for flex points. When the question asks for a large, clear, and well-labeled diagram, you'd better draw a large, clear, and well-labeled diagram. You have no idea how many marks I've lost because I've either forgot to label a force vector, my vector arrows were in the wrong direction, my diagram was ever so slightly too small, or I labeled one of the coordinates incorrectly and it screwed up all of my calculations going forward.
Want more weight?
Yeah.
Okay. Might as well. The most insane syringe ever. Let's go for symmetry here. Okay.
And for those of you who are wondering, I scored a 68% in Physics 158, and the class average for my section was 67%, which was tied with Chem 154 and Math 152 as the lowest class average of all my classes in first year. What is up, people of the internet? My name is Avery and I've been using this Dell XPS 15 9520 for the better part of the last year or so. I honestly can't say this enough. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers, and here's to the next 1,000. What is up, people of the internet? My name is Avery and with me is the new iPhone 15 Pro in blue titanium. We were learning about arbiters today, but the only thing that I could remember about them was that they were in Halo or something. As I said, I really don't like this class. The only thing I did understand during today's lecture was the extremely basic binary addition that we briefly glossed over, and that CPAN 211 is the best place to watch others play Among Us in the middle of class. I use it mainly for quicker calculations, My Texas Instruments TI-84 Plus, I use it more for the complicated stuff like the systems of equations. This, if I just need a quick calculation, I'll just pull this out and do it then. What is up, people of the internet? With me right now is the Asus ZenBook Pro 14 OLED. Why are you guys in the dark?
Oh,
Let's go, I knew. My gosh. There we go.
I was gonna bet on Avery Cheng turning on the lights when he walked in the room, and he did.
look at the work we're doing.
We're doing a Harry Potter quiz.
Name a Harry Potter character, Avery.
Yeah.
That's not Harry Potter. A really niche one.
Yeah.
Neville Longbottom.
Not niche
So
enough.
common. So
Not
common.
niche enough.
Not niche.
We are Team B4, and this is our reflow oven controller for Elec 291. Using a circuit, a thermocouple wire, assembly code, and a solid-state relay box, we are able to control the power fed to a toaster oven to reflect an adjustable reflow soldering profile. We are Team B4, and this is our remote-controlled metal detector robot for Elec 291. We've got Evan Lim.
You did fine because you ignored her to eat your lunch during her class. Like, it had nothing to do with her teaching abilities.
Nathan.
You made one lecture an entire beef debate about when limited attention.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Brandon.
There's no 2 classes now that we get to, like, you know, get a better final for because everyone else in that class failed. They're not gonna do that.
And Evan Ing.
Well, Top Hat's also like the most simple program to make, but I could probably make it.
No, you couldn't. No, you can't.
No, you probably could not. For context, this is what my formula sheet looked like, but I completely forgot to put the formula for the Euclidean distance between 2 points on my formula sheet, and that really screwed me for one of the questions on the final, so don't make my mistake. I distinctly remember the first midterm for this course when there was like 2 minutes left and I thought I had attempted all the questions, only to flip to the very back of the exam booklet and see one more question that was worth almost a quarter of the exam. If I remember correctly, our first midterm average was around 73% and I got 45%. Our second midterm average was around 60%. I got 55% on that one. And our final exam average was around 50%. And I somehow got 60% on that one. Considering how I actually failed the final exam and 2 of the lab quizzes, there must have been some insane scaling done behind the scenes for me to get an above average grade.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get her in the future.
Just try to center it above the
No. I have a question first.
Yes.
Wait, are you recording right now?
Yes, I am
Okay,
recording.
wonderful. There's more footage. What do you think would happen if I attached like servo motors onto the wheels of the chair? Am I allowed to move the chair?
Fine, go ahead.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead, as long as you're within frame.
I will make sure I'm within frame.
Okay.
It was really bad. I used that course time to do New York Times games in class. I'm gonna be so real with you. I did not pay attention. I would write what he was talking about and then I'd be like, okay, break time.
It changes year to year. This year it was diesel, diesel, diesel. But yeah, it does change up a little bit depending on the group and the vibes.
I would.
You would? Okay,
I would.
What would you choose? What would you choose?
Engineering physics. I'm actually trying to transfer into that. I am.
You're transferring to it?
I'm trying to.
What a
I'm trying
hypocrite.
to. I'm trying to.
What a hypocrite.
So it's like, it would be the funniest thing if I got transferred into inches and I'm making this video. I'm like, yeah, so get into menu, but I'm not gonna be in it. You're not gonna see me there.
CPEN 312 was a journey. I remember we had Jesus as our prof. He does not like iGens. I remember the first lecture. He was like, see this? Yeah, iGens. Everyone that I've ever talked to who's taken it said it's the worst course they've ever taken. Not because it's disorganized like 250 is, it's just because the workload is insane. And it's also Java. I don't know much about coding, but I do know that Java sucks. But yeah, 223 is C+. Is it C+? It might be C. It's one of the C languages. As you can see, it was really helpful for me because I don't remember.
Course codes that are a project class kind of teach you how to use CAD. Midterm is part of our CAD 3 class too. Videos and stuff. And on your own time, they're both finals as of credit requirements. The job portal that UBC I'm like helping along the way.
The best prof. He's like one of the younger ones, so he hasn't like lost his will to live yet, which is refreshing. But he was so good. He taught so well, and his slides were so good and so helpful. And the content was also really interesting. It was 170, but only the statics portion, like no dynamics, because in civil, not a lot of things should move. If things are moving, you might have problems. So stay still.
This course is tied with one other course as my lowest grade in my university career so far, but definitely takes the title for the most that I've ever scored below a class average. But in all honesty, I probably deserve this grade based on the amount of effort I put in and how much I understood, or the lack thereof. Professor Linares also likes to ask his students conceptual questions during class, and if you answer them correctly, he might give you a wait a second, I need to prepare my voice for this. Bonus point.
So materials 201, technical communication. I did have it with Matt Wong. Love Matt Wong. How can you hate Matt Wong? The content in that course was pretty, straightforward. Like, don't do this in a work environment. Ask for overtime pay. Don't get taken advantage. If they give you a PIP, which is the personal improvement plan, get a new job.
Our first midterm average was a very impressive 62%, and our second midterm average was an outstanding, drumroll please, 46%. And because I am what some people call mentally challenged, I managed to score below average on both of these midterms. Oh, and there was basically no scaling in this course. And for those of you who are curious, I scored a 71% in ELEC 221 and the class average was 68%. Considering that I failed the first midterm without scaling and barely got above average on the second midterm, the scaling on the final exam must have went crazy for me to get an above average grade.
And they teach it in such a way that it jumps around a lot, so you never really know what next you're gonna learn. Like, we learned how to leave comments in code, and next time we were learning about concurrency, and how did we get from this part, documentation, to concurrency? Couldn't tell you. It was just one lecture was documentation, the other one was concurrency.
If you haven't picked up by the tone of my voice and the increased amount of sarcasm in this video, I really didn't like ELEC 2A1. And that was mostly because I really didn't like my professor. Try to avoid her section if you can and register for Hartaj Sanghera's section instead. From what I've heard, yes, she is a very dry professor, class will not be engaging, and she will not stand up for you if you have a bad group. But I would have chosen that over Estella's class any day of the week.
When you're in the labs, like one of my group mates, like I'm gonna call her out. I'm not gonna mention her name, but I'm gonna call her out. One of my friends in GeoEng walked into that lab with newly done nails and was like, right? And she had to touch all that dirt. Like, don't do that to your nails, man. Don't get your nails done before soil. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you freshly painted nails? Like, no.
And for those of you who are curious, I scored an 81% in ELEC 291 and the class average was 83%. I was literally just aiming for 75% in the scores, but there was no shortage of people who were absolutely try-harding in this course and adding as many bonus features as they could so they could max out their grade.
I would say the biggest survival tip for Chibi would be making sure that you work with others well and making and forming study groups to do work together, tackle assignments, tackle projects, because a lot of things in Chibi are based around teamwork. Almost all the courses you're going to be working with teams to do larger projects, so working with them is really important.
I think I skipped 3 questions on the final, and that pretty much meant I lost 12 to 18% of my grade right there. But it wasn't like the questions were so hard that you wouldn't know how to start to do them. It's more like you would have required an additional hour of the exam in order to attempt them, pretty much. At least that was my experience, though. Most of the class were 3rd and 4th year students that probably did a lot better than I did.
The first thing that happened was I inhaled so many fumes. I would probably die of lung cancer at 50 years old, but that's okay. I inhaled leaded solder fumes, flux fumes, machinist oil fumes, lubricant fumes, burnt plastic fumes, laser cutter fumes, wood fumes, all the different fumes. My lungs are like a kaleidoscope of different materials now. Once I got so high on fumes, I ended up calling everybody in the lab John because I thought it was the funniest joke ever. Okay, so Harry wants to say something, but he's not mic'd up, so he's gonna say it. I'm gonna stand here awkwardly. Go.
All right, so basically, the workload isn't that bad if you don't take Math 220 in first semester.
Oh my god!
A lot of the other people I've talked to who didn't take Math 220 had a pretty fun time.
Yeah, but we took Math 220, so
we took Math 220, so we did not have a good time.
Hi, my name is Rachel.
So my name is Colton.
My name is Mariana.
My name is Jocelyn.
My name is Avery.
My name is Kaylin Estrabello.
My name is Sam.
I'm Harry.
I'm Javier Alfonso Tuazon.
My name is Haruna.
My name is Delisio.
My name is Anthony.
I'm Rowan.
My name is Tyrus.
And I've just finished my 2nd year of
Biomedical engineering.
Chemical and biological engineering at UBC.
Civil engineering.
Computer engineering at UBC.
electrical engineering at UBC.
Environmental engineering at UBC.
Engineering physics.
Engineering physics.
Geological engineering.
Integrated engineering.
Manufacturing engineering.
Mechanical engineering at UBC.
Mining engineering.
Materials engineering at UBC.
Okay.